Hey, everybody. Now for something a little different. We are going to do once again another Likey Movie Awards chat. This one is for predicting the Oscar nominations for 2022. We are in the year 2023. They like to do the prior year. You know how that goes.
The
The
film year.
95th Academy Award nominations will be less than a week away. It is uh, as of today, less than a week away. So we have two talking heads for this. Obviously, yours truly, Chris Meier of Chris Likey Movies, and we have Jeff Mangum. Jeff, how you doing today?
Good, Chris. How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm getting excited, and I am all over the place with my predictions. I've there's a few that
It's
I'm
an
like,
interesting year. There's a lot going on this year. And I was reading earlier today that the Academy saw record voting this year. So that could even be a factor where there might be some unexpected nominations happen this year.
that's interesting.
Voting has already closed. It closed yesterday. So they had higher than usual participation this year, which is pretty encouraging.
That's pretty awesome. I wonder if that has anything to do with the bulk of A, action movies, and B, sequels coming out this year,
Maybe.
because there was a lot of those movies getting attention.
And I think people are just excited to be back in the cinema. Like I think there's just a renewed sense of excitement around the movies in 2022 because we were starting to get back to normal in 2021, but 2022 really saw some big box office numbers. So
There is something to be said for that, absolutely. And hello, Diva, by the way.
yep, she'll be in and out.
Hey, all right.
She'll be getting her opinions, of course.
Okay. I love that Kevin Kline movie. So we will go ahead and get started here, I think, because
Yeah.
what we're going to try to do, divide this video into two. We will have
Spoilers.
Yes, exactly. We will have a video that has the main 8 awards, so to speak, and we will have a video that has more of the technical side. And we're going to start by doing the technical side. So that will be the bulk of this video. And we're going to take turns about which category we're going to go into. Jeff, would you like to take it away for the first one?
Sure. Yeah. Figure we can start with the shorts. How about that? Starting with the shorts.
Sure.
Generally, not a lot of information is out there about the shorts. I will say that I've seen none of these. I probably will not see them until February 17th when they come out in theaters, but they are really interesting to go see. So you should check your local showtimes and see when the shorts are available in your area to watch, because they are really interesting. Just a little bit shorter storytelling. We'll start with live action short, which Riz Ahmed won for last year for The Long Goodbye, and he is one of the presenters for January 24th at 8:18 a.m. Eastern Time. So I know we'll be watching as we have in the past few years. So we'll start off with live action short. So again, these are probably the 3 categories that are the most total guesses from me, because like I said, there's just not that much information out there about them. But starting off with live action short, I have La Pupille, An Irish Goodbye, The Red Suitcase, Warsha, Mangum, and 3 that I think have a chance: Plastic Killer, The Treatment, and Ivalu.
Okay.
So they did release a list of those, so we know which ones are in the running.
And yours will be yours will be listed in the order of what you think has the best shot down
it'll
to
the 5, and then there'll be a space, and there'll be like some possibility, some that could make the nominations.
And mine will be listed in alphabetical order, but I'd be happy to talk about which ones I think have the better shot. And just like you, these predictions of all the shorts are going to be solely on the crammed reading I did today. So, here is my list. I think we share 4 of the predictions. I've got An Irish Goodbye. I have Les Pupilles. I have The Red Suitcase. I'm going to butcher some of this pronunciation, Ciderol, and that is Warsha. Yeah. I saw sideral kind of bubbling on a lot of the predictions that I was
Okay.
looking at. I looked at websites like Variety and I can't even think of some of the other Gold Derby, some of those, all of which not a sponsor, obviously,
Mhm.
but it looks like a lot of people are loving An Irish Goodbye,
Hmm.
which I find interesting.
Yep. Okay. I guess we can move on to documentary short now.
Yes.
I have The Flag Makers, The Elephant Whisperers, which I love that name, 38 at the Garden. How do you measure a year? I don't think it's about rent, but we'll see. Uh, Hobbling Moses. Those are my
Holding.
picks. And then the ones Holding Moses, not hobbling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I directed Misery recently. That must still be on the brain. My
That's good.
possibilities are Nuisance Bear, As Far as They Can Run, The Martha Mitchell Effect. So those are the ones I think kind of, like I said, have a shot there.
Yeah, we have a few of them that are different on this one, which I find very interesting. But there is one that we share, and I think so far it sounds like the front runner, and that would be the very first one on my list. That is 38 to the Garden. I also have As Far as They Can Run, which I believe is an MTV Studios production. We have Holding Moses. We have Nuisance Bear. And just because I liked the title of this, honestly, Shut Up and Play. Or paint. Sorry, excuse me. Shut Up and
Paint.
Paint. Yes, Shut Up and Paint. I feel like there is a lot of loving the title when these nominations get announced. Not just in documentary short, but also live action short. I think some people, you know, I would like to think all of the voters have actually seen all of these. Um, but sometimes there is a lot to a very catchy title.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've seen that in the
Yeah, I
past.
do believe in order to vote, they have to have attended certain screenings in the shorts category. So I do believe they have seen them, but maybe they haven't seen all of them. We don't know. Yeah, talking about liking the names, I'm really glad I get to announce my picks for animated short first because there are three on there that I really am enjoying saying. So
Okay.
I'll take the lead here, and
But
then we'll
before
switch
but
off.
before we go into it, I did want to say 38 at the Garden, the one that we both
Mm-hmm.
shared. I do know that one is about NBA player Jeremy Lin, and he
Oh, okay.
had a giant surge of popularity. I want to say it was around 2011, 2012, and then it just kind of like what where did it go? Where did he go? But he's still an NBA player from what I understand, and it was interesting they chose him to be the focus on the documentary. I should also clarify, Nuisance Bear is not the first coming of Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. That's exactly what I was thinking too. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's following a polar bear, and I want to say it said Manitoba.
Okay.
Um, Polar bears just kind of go loose there, I guess, and yeah, and Holding Moses sounds like it's kind of one of the favorites also. What I read about that is it has to do with a Broadway actor who has a child. I didn't get to read exactly as much, but has disabilities of some sort. So it sounds like it's one of those tearjerkers, but very much plays to the entertainment industry.
Yep. All right. Animated short, which I think is the first series of shorts that I saw way back years ago. Best animated short. I have The Boy, The Mole, The Fox, and the Horse. That's one of the ones I love to say. New Moon, not associated with Twilight. Save Ralph, perhaps my favorite title that I'll say this evening. My Year of Dicks. And then The Flying Sailor is my fifth. And then ones I think have a chance. Another one I love to say. An ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it. Also, Sierra and Passenger are my ones I
Okay.
think have a shot there.
I think we share 4 of the 5 on this one. I also have The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I have The Flying Sailor. I did go with Ice Merchants, which mystery list completely there. I have New Moon, which I have a feeling is the favorite, and we have Save Ralph. From what I read about New Moon is that Coleman Domingo is a
Okay.
big part of making that one, and it sounds like there's a lot of love behind it. I know Save Ralph. I read Taika Waititi's name is involved in that. I think he's a
Okay.
voice in it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I nearly put My Year of Dicks, My Year of Richards, on the on my predictions, and then I wondered would the Academy go for it. I went with Ice Merchants instead. It sounds like it's a visually very pretty kind of a film, and The Flying Sailor sounds like it's kind of a deep deep-hearted story. So
Okay. So Save Ralph is a stop motion mockumentary, and here's some more of the voice talent: Taika Waititi, Ricky Gervais, Zac Efron, Olivia Munn, and Rodrigo Santoro. So
wow,
it's got a pretty all-star cast there.
that could help. That could help.
Yeah. Yep. Do you want to take us through our next set?
Sure, I'll take the steering wheel on this one. Let's see. Let's go with best international feature film. You want to start there?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So here we go. I have these films. From Germany, I have All Quiet on the Western Front, based on the novel. I have Argentina 1985 from Argentina. From Belgium, I have Close. From South Korea, I have Decision to Leave. And from France, I have Saint Omer.
Okay.
Maybe it's pronounced Saint Omer.
Saint Omer.
Okay.
I have 4 of those: All Quiet on the Western Front, Decision to Leave, Close, Argentina 1985, and I went with EO from Poland, about a wayward donkey. I have seen 3 of the 5 that I put there.
Oh, cool.
I had Saint Omer in my possibilities, and I replaced that one with Corsage, which I just saw on Monday from Austria.
Oh.
I also have as my possible Holy Spider from Denmark, and Bardo Iñárritu's film from Mexico.
Oh, that's Iñárritu. I didn't realize that. That wow. That makes a whole lot of sense because I saw that film
received
pop
a
up on
Critics' Choice
another.
nomination.
Cool, and it popped up on another long list of the Academy. I noticed, so that put a puzzle piece together for me there. Yeah, so at the Golden Globes, Argentina 1985 was the winner.
Yeah, bit of a surprise, I would say. I think most people were predicting All Quiet on the Western Front.
It was the 5th place for me on what I was predicting. Yeah, so yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front, it should be noted, popped up a lot on the Academy long lists, and it's an interesting little thing to take into account. It has been a Best Picture winner, that title, way back toward the beginning of the Academy. Yeah, 1930. Yeah, one of the earliest films I've seen a depiction of disabled hands. Really, third? Okay, that sounds right. Yeah. So yeah, and I've seen the trailer for Close. That looks like a beautiful film. I am a bit shocked that they went with a different film to represent India in this category. RRR has been gaining so much steam and over the award season, and it was ineligible for this category. It should be noted.
It was not the submission from India. The submission from India did make the short list, but
yes,
doesn't have as much buzz as RRR.
I have it here. Let me. The film from India is let's see. Here we go. It is called Last Film Show. And a few others that I wrestled with potentially putting in my predictions. The Quiet Girl from Ireland.
That was also one of the ones I was considering.
Yeah, that could be a sleeper that sneaks in. I did IEO. I did iBardo. These five that I put on mine, I've been seeing those titles come up again and again and
Hmm.
again.
Hmm.
So that's really what my picks were based on there. But
Yeah.
um,
For the five were both Golden Globe and Critics' Choice nominees.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
that was a big factor.
and I just watched All Quiet on the Western Front today,
Hmm.
actually. I can see why it's getting a
Hmm.
lot of
I
notice.
can. Yeah, I saw it a couple weeks ago. It's available on Netflix. Not a
Yes.
sponsor.
Hmm.
Argentina 1985 is available on Amazon
Oh, is it? Okay.
to watch.
I'll have to check that
That's
one
how
out.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Most EO are out in theaters
Okay.
shortly. I know
Yeah.
they are here in Nashville. Bardo is Netflix as well. So, and
Yeah.
decision to leave. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere yet. I got to see it in theater
Yeah,
as well.
that's
So
one I'm slightly salivating for because I'm really loving South Korean film
it's
lately.
really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, let's go to
Okay, do we
best.
want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's go to best animated feature film. I feel like that's a
Okay.
pretty joyful one. So
Hmm.
I have I this is a I think exactly maybe minus one film what the Critics' Choice had, but I have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I have Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I have Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I have Turning Red, and I have Wendell and Wild. How about you?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I have all those five because
Ah,
I too went for the Critics' Choice, and they're also the ones that seem to be gaining the most buzz. I will say Pinocchio is not the story you're expecting, so I did not know that going into seeing it. It's also Netflix, so don't think it's going to be the story you're used to. So just a heads up on that.
I hope you
Uh,
didn't think it was the Tom Hanks one.
no, I was not able to finish that. And if I can't finish a movie, that's saying something. I think it's
Wow.
happened less than 5 times in my life. I usually soldier on and finish, but not the live action Zemeckis Pinocchio. But two that I thought possibly had a chance in there were Strange World, the Disney film that
Hmm.
hasn't really received much attention, but it was really good. But being Disney, that kind of carries some weight. And
Hmm.
then My Father's Dragon, I have as a possibility.
Another potential spoiler coming in. I know the Producers Guild also listed some animated films, and I believe Minions: The Rise of Gru made the cut,
Mm,
if I recall. I'd be surprised to see the Academy choose that one, but
mhm.
anything's possible in that category.
Yep.
Um, I know it was Inuo that the Golden Globes went
Hmm.
with.
Yep.
If, again, pardon my butchering of pronunciations. I'm sure I did horribly there. Two of these that we have predicted are Henry Selick films,
Hmm.
if I recall. Henry Selick did do Pinocchio, right? I know he did Wendell and Wild.
Well, Pinocchio is Guillermo del Toro directed that. Are you talking
He
producing?
he directed Del Toro directed it. I know he produced it and co-wrote it.
I want to say let me.
I don't know. He definitely directed Wendell and Wild, and I know Jordan Peele is a producer of that one. And Keegan Michael Key was a voice talent of it. So a little Key and Peele action on that film.
Film
I've been.
directed by Guillermo del Toro and Mark Gustafson.
Oh, okay.
Screenplay by del Toro and Patrick McHale.
I had my facts switched up. Okay.
Uh,
Well, then I'm more happy that I
so
put
yeah,
Wendell and
Wendell.
Wild in that bunch
Yeah,
because that it for sure is Henry Selick,
yeah.
and I'm a fan of
That's
him.
also Netflix, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Henry Selick and screenplay by Henry Selick and Jordan Peele for Wendell and Wild.
That's so wild
Yeah,
and cool.
that's
Uh,
Wendell and Wild.
Wendell and Wild and cool. All right. We'll go on now to best documentary feature
Sounds good.
film. Here are the five that I've chosen. I am predicting that it will be All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Descendant, Fire of Love, Moon Age Daydream, and Retrograde. How about you?
Okay, I think I may have typed one out incorrectly. So give me 1 second here.
Oh, you're quite all right. That'll give me time to point out that
Yep.
a weird omission already is Good Night Oppie.
Mm.
So it will not be eligible,
Okay,
despite
so
winning the Critics' Choice.
I have a lot of the same ones, but I have All That Breathes, which is a big
Mhm.
difference there. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, Navalny, Descendant, Moon Age Daydream. I totally put Daydream. Moon
Oh,
Age Daydream, not Moon Age Dream,
okay,
and Bad Axe are two I think can possibly get in there.
okay.
Yep. The from the Producers Guild was All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. It didn't make their short list, but I'm seeing it a lot of other places as
Oh, okay.
one that people think is going to be nominated.
Gotcha. Yeah, Moon Age Daydream made another long list. I want to say it was film
Sound.
editing. Sound? Was it sound? Okay.
Mhm.
So I have a feeling that that's a good indication that it might jump in there. Um, I mean, but anything can happen. It could get nominated for
Yeah.
sound and get snubbed
Hmm.
for documentary feature film. Who's to say?
Yep.
All right. Are you ready to take over the steering wheel there
Yeah,
on the
we can go
next
to
one?
our next series.
Okay.
Kind of our technical awards here.
Yes.
I'm going to start with Best Sound.
Okay.
If you're good to start with Best Sound. Since we
Sure.
were just talking about Best Sound, look at that. Look how that works.
Right.
And I actually didn't put it Moon Age Daydream in for Best Sound. So we'll see what I did put. I put Top Gun Maverick,
Mhm.
Avatar The Way of Water, All Quiet on the Western Front, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once are my picks. The ones I think could sneak in there. Babylon, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's
Yeah.
the year of the colon. It's the year of the colon. You know?
Yes, I couldn't have put it any better myself.
Yep.
So,
They do like a nice musical film. So Elvis and Babylon,
mhm,
kind of thinking there, and just the technical achievements of the other four there.
yeah.
Sound is such a crucial part of all that. So
We are identical on our predictions.
okay,
I
awesome.
also have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Elvis, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and Top Gun: Maverick. Yeah, for my maybes, yeah, Moon Age Daydream was definitely a maybe on there. Um, Potentially Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which is another film that kept on showing up on a lot of the long lists of the Academy
Hmm.
as well. It should be noted. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, it's a technical achievement, but again, it's the story's out there. That's all I'm gonna say because
yeah.
I don't want to frighten anyone off from the film, but yeah,
And
just know it's not your happy go lucky Pinocchio.
I'm not going to rule out Babylon either.
Hmm.
It's another film that relies a lot on jump editing, just
Hmm.
like Everything Everywhere All at Once does.
Hmm.
But it could be a decision of who does it better when nomination time comes. Who's to
Yep.
say?
Yep. Moving on to a related category, best song. Best
Okay.
song. And I only have the song names, and I'm going to see if I can remember what movies they're from. But
Okay.
first up, I've said it many times. It's a banger. Nacho Nacho from RRR.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched, first of all, if you haven't watched the movie, watch the movie.
Yes.
If you haven't watched the YouTube clip of just that song, do yourself a favor.
Yes.
It is so much fun. Also, Hold My Hand from Top Gun, Lady Gaga. Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Rihanna.
Mhm.
Ciao Papa, which is from Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And Carolina, Taylor Swift from Where the Crawdads Sing. Uh, Ones I think have a shot. Stand Up from Till and New Body
Mm.
Rumba from White Noise.
Yep. I did see that movie, and that song is the best part of it by country miles, as
White
far as I'm
noise.
concerned.
Agree.
It is a LCD sound system that do that song.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, I could see it potentially breaking through, but to be honest,
There always seems to be a surprise in the song category. Like
yeah,
somehow you do from 4 days from last year was just like out of nowhere. We'll
yeah,
see.
yeah, it could happen. We're identical again, I should
Okay.
say. And I believe these were the Golden Globe nominations as well.
Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, if I'm not mistaken. I think Critics'
And
Choice
Critics' Choice
had
did include New
had
Body Rumba.
New Body Roomba.
hmm but yeah, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Ciao Papa from Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I've seen it pronounced. I've heard the song pronounced both ways. There's not to or Nacho Nacho from
Yep.
RRR. I've heard both renditions of the song. Hold My Hand, not a cover of Hootie and the Blowfish, the Lady Gaga song from Top Gun Maverick, and Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing, which I believe will be that film's sole nomination, the Taylor Swift song.
It's not a bad film. It's just, it's just
Yeah.
it's not anything special.
But yeah, my maybe list is yeah, I also have Stand Up from Till and New Body Rumba from White Noise. Something that could sneak in. Um, the Avatar song is Nothing Is Lost, You Give Me Strength.
Hmm.
Um, that's The Weekend, if I recall. Am I correct on
That sounds right.
that? I There is a song from Everything Everywhere All at Once that could sneak in there called "This Is a Life." Um, I know David Byrne helps with vocals on that. Um, so the song from A Man Called Otto, "Till You're Home," is actually co-performed by Tom Hanks's wife, Rita Wilson.
Hmm.
I checked that out today, and I was like, "Oh,
Yep.
that's fun."
Yep. I watched that movie on Sunday,
hmm
and it's like if you watch the first 10 minutes of Up over and over and over.
Oh my
That's
gosh!
that's pretty much that's it's a lot.
Now, I know it's based on a film,
Swedish film.
an
Hmm.
international film, A Man
A Man
Called
Called
Uva.
Uwe.
Uve, yeah.
Mhm.
Have you seen that one as well?
I have. I think it was nominated for something years ago, maybe Bank Up, but the tones are very different. The Swedish film is more of a dark comedy,
Okay.
which there are some of those elements in the American remake, but it's a lot more sentimental in the
Okay.
American remake than the Swedish film. Just as it's a little side, not really pertaining to the awards, just a little bit of a movie review. So
And another song that could sneak in is "Good Afternoon" from Spirited,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which is performed in the movie by Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think Ryan Reynolds does have a writing credit because I saw Hugh Jackman say something like if he gets nominated, he'll be insufferable. But
Very true.
I don't think the chances are very good for that one. I could be surprised. Will Ferrell
Yeah,
has snuck in
exactly.
this category recently.
Like I said, there's always seems to be one out of left field where you're just like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it could be another Eurovision thing happening, you know?
yep. So moving on to best score.
Okay. Yep.
Best score related again to best song. I have The Fablemans, which I believe is Mr. John Williams. Maybe you've heard of him. The Banshees of Inisherin, Carter Burwell. Women Talking. I'm not going to try. It's like Hildur Gutnir.
Oh yeah.
Babylon is Justin Hurwitz. And Pinocchio is Andre Desplat. So those are the five, I think. I think a lot of those have already won in this category. But ones I think that have a chance of perhaps getting in there, and I apologize that I don't know the person responsible for the score. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, On Quiet on the Western Front, and The Woman King. The Woman King.
Yeah, I was pretty surprisingly impressed with the score from All Quiet on the Western Front.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was almost Nolan-esque, Christopher Nolan-esque kind of a film score.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Hans Zimmer potentially. I don't think he's the one that did the score, but it reminded me a lot of his work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think we've got 4 of the 5. We could have 5 of 5. I can't remember. But these are my predictions. I do have Babylon, uh, which won the Golden Globe. I have the Banshees of Inisherin. I have the Fablemans, John Williams, like you say. I have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and I have Women Talking. Did you have Banshees on your list?
I did. Yeah, we were five.
Okay, we were 5 for 5. Okay, that was the one I couldn't remember. But yeah, as far as ones that could sneak in, Glass Onion I think has a pretty good score. I really liked the sweeping mystery and kind of feel of beach, oceanic kind of sailing kind of feel it has. If I remember right, I could be way off base on this. She Said, that's not Danny Elfman, is it?
I don't think so. Let me
No.
see.
Okay. And it should be noted also the ineligible ones here. Tar is not eligible for this category, which is interesting. That is also the Hilder, the person whose name I'm not going to pronounce. Yeah, who also did Women Talking.
She Said is Nicholas Britell.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The Batman is also ineligible. I believe it's on the long list for the BAFTAs, but not the Academy. Should be noted.
Yeah, let's see.
And
score it is on the list for the BAFTAs. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know. I was a little surprised to see Devotion is a potential nominee in this category, as is Don't Worry, Darling, and Nope.
Yep.
Nope is also. We'll see what kind of changes.
We'll see what happens there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have Nope sneaking up in one of the categories coming up, but not this one.
I have him as a potential in a later category. Moving on to the next one, Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I have The Whale, Elvis, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Babylon. Which this was actually a bit of an upset at the Critics' Choice. It actually went to Elvis. A lot of people thought it was going to go to Whale because the Whale's a prosthetic bodysuit that Brendan Fraser wears. And I totally didn't say my two that I thought have a chance. All Quiet on the Western Front, and just to give a shout out to our friend F-Bomb.
Hi, F-Bomb.
David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. That was the one place that Crimes of the Future showed up in the short lists. So there we go.
Yeah. And we are 4 for 5 on this one because hello again, F-Bomb. I've got Crimes of the Future showing up in the nominations. I also have the Batman, primarily for the prosthetics of the Penguin. I have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Amazing hairstyling, just to note in that. Crimes of the Future, as I said, which has a lot of body horror. I should point out Elvis, which again, prosthetics with Tom Hanks is Colonel Parker in that, and The Whale, which again, that's all Brendan Fraser there pretty much. I just hit my microphone. Apologies, listeners.
So fun fact about the makeup for the Batman, Kelly Clarkson had Colin Farrell on her show and did not realize Colin Farrell was the Batman from the picture. She did not believe that Colin Farrell was the Penguin.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was that good.
You know, I still have yet to see the Batman. He's eluding me. He's like hiding in the shadows. Anyway,
vengeance.
I have seen clips of Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and it's an unrecognizable portrayal.
Yeah, it's not Danny DeVito
No.
level of prosthetics, but it's good work. It's more believable. It's more like, oh, this could be an actual person.
I would pay good money to see Colin
It's
Farrell
an
be
interesting
Danny
take.
DeVito, though. Anyway,
There we go.
um,
All right. Next up, costume design.
okay.
We have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, um, which Ruthie Carter won for Black Panther, won the Oscar, and she won the Critics' Choice this year for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We also have Elvis, Babylon, The Woman King, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Ones I think have a chance of sneaking in there. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, which is another one I love to say, and the Fablemans for their mid-century costumes. Those are
Oh wow.
the ones that I chose.
Yeah, we only have 3 identical ones on this one.
Oh, okay.
So um they are the top ones on this list for my alphabetical list here. We have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We have Elvis. We have Everything Everywhere All at Once. I put in Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and I put Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. If it's going to get nominated for anything, I think this is its best choice. We could see Leslie Manville show up in lead actress, I suppose. She is in the running, I would say. Yeah, as far as Glass Onion goes, I was lucky enough to catch it in the theater with a few of the other contestants of our game show, Christmas Bell's Likey Movie Trivia. Little plug there. And when Kate Hudson's character Birdie shows up in that rainbow colored dress, we all audibly gasped. Like it was like, whoa, okay. And I also picture Daniel Craig and his fun little poolside gear. Like the costumes just pop in this movie. I feel like, and I don't know why it's not being predicted more, honestly. Like I enjoyed the costumes in this film.
Yeah, I think because I had considered it too for that reason. It's a very good modern costumes, and I think that works against it. I think historically it's very difficult for a modern film to be nominated for costume design. But I do definitely agree it would deserve a nomination because the costumes are very much a part of the character development. In fact, there's a great video that I saw where the director of the film was talking about his collaboration with the costume designer, whose name escapes me right now. But it's interesting how she looked at each character and how she dressed each character. So that's another thing to explore. I didn't quite think it would make it, but I would love to see if it does, because I definitely agree they were very impactful.
Yeah, and I think Janelle Monáe has a lot of fun in the costume department in that film too, without giving too much away if you haven't seen the film. Elvis, I think was a no-brainer nomination on this one. Same with Everything Everywhere All at Once. All of the very fun costumes that Stephanie Hsu gets to wear. And
it'd be more of a fantasy film that helps with like the different types of costumes.
Yeah. I think there's a part where she has her name spelled out in hair on her forehead, and maybe that's more hairstyling, but it was treated like part of the costume, I feel like. But okay, I guess it's my turn to take the steering wheel.
Go right ahead.
Let's see. Let us go with how do we feel about doing best visual effects?
Let's go.
All right.
Another one of the short lists.
Yeah, I feel like there's one film in particular everyone's going to be expecting to show up on this category. Visual effects. I've got Avatar: The Way of Water. Of course, I do. I have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I have Nope. There it is, showing up right there. And I have
there it is. Follow up unsuccessful.
Right. Nope, there it is. Top Gun Maverick is my 5th nominee there.
We have 3 of the same, and the 2 that we're different on are ones I believe have possibility. So we're
Oh,
kind of
cool.
symbiotic there.
Interesting.
The ones I have,
Hi, Diva.
yeah, you'll be seeing her a lot playing with the cards. She's been in love with them all day.
Aw.
Avatar: The Way of Water, Top Gun: Maverick, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, All Quiet on the Western Front, and the
Mhm.
Batman. I have there the two that were different, and then look at that, Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, and Nope, there it is. Ones I think
Yeah.
possibility.
Yet again, I have not seen the Batman. And I'm told the visual effects are pretty great in it. Everything I've seen of the movie just looks so pitch dark that
Mm-hmm.
it made me think, yeah, maybe not so much in this category.
It's the darker night.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I nearly put All Quiet on the Western Front
Mm-hmm.
for this one.
The
There's a
little War
moment.
film.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a moment that sticks out with a tank driving over them while they're um, in a bunker,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like just like horrified seeing the underside of this tank, and hopefully, yeah. Thank you, Diva. That was an incredible likeness. Um, so the visual effects are quite impressive for this film from Germany. They did really well. But yeah, I uh, I have mixed feelings about the visual effects of Nope, but if I want to see it get nominated anywhere, it's probably
This would
here.
be the place. Yeah.
Hmm. And as far as the Doctor Strange sequel, um, I have not seen that one. Admittedly, I have seen the original Doctor Strange,
Which I believe won
part
this
one.
category.
Yes, and if it's anything like the that first film, all the kaleidoscope kind of effects
Mm-hmm.
going on, then it's probably in pretty good shape.
Yep.
But here we go. Let's. Do you want to do best production design?
Yep.
All right. I've already. I'm the steering wheel, aren't I? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. For best production design, I have Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablemans.
Okay, we are one different here.
Oh, really?
Yep. I have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Avatar: The
Mm.
Way of Water, Elvis, Babylon, The Fablemans, and I have potentially sneaking in, kind of there on the bubble, Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Hmm.
Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Yeah. So you have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever as your lead nomination in this one,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
don't you? Okay. Um, it, I guess a lot of the film takes place in Wakanda. I have seen it, uh,
mm-hmm,
but there are also like the underwater worlds and such. I guess that's
mm-hmm,
what impressed you on that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, just the so much of the production design, hairstyle, makeup, and costumes work together to form like a very believable imaginary place. Like I feel like what
Gotcha.
Wakanda could be a real place, and that's all those things kind of coming together to make a culture that doesn't exist feel like it does.
Okay. Something I found unusual about this category and the list that the Academy has listed right now, there is not a film alphabetically that goes past the letter G in that whole list. The
Mm-hmm.
very final film alphabetically is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which could sneak in. I think that would be
Yep.
a cool nomination to
Mm-hmm.
see being stop motion animation. Um, but yeah, it's like we're okay with just these first letters of the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense. I've been trying to think what films past that letter could have been showing up here, but yeah. um, yeah, I believe Babylon took an award in this category in was it Critics'
Mm-hmm.
Choice?
Yeah,
I
Florencia
believe they
Martin
did.
and Anthony Carlino won.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
As far as this category goes, because I could totally picture that laundromat,
Mm-hmm.
the upstairs living quarters of it. I
Mm-hmm.
love the the home base where we see the bagel, like
Yep.
like they all just pop out very well for me.
Yep.
I'm a bit in love with this film.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Catherine Martin, who won for Moulin Rouge, production design is in this category for Elvis.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, all the sets of Elvis when he's got the show, and yeah, it all the stages. Yeah, it's an impressive film.
fun
Production.
fact: Catherine Martin is the most awarded Australian in Oscar history.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very nice. Take that, Mel Gibson. Anyway, shall we go to best film editing?
we can.
Okay. Alrighty, ready. Here we
You're
are.
you're up first.
Okay. We will go with Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Top Gun Maverick.
I believe we're 4 out of 5. I
Oh,
have
interesting. Okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Hmm.
Top Gun Maverick, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Fablemans, and Elvis. My possibilities: I have Babylon, because Babylon, like you said, does have a lot of jump cuts in there.
Yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin, All Quiet on the Western Front, and Tar. Tar is another one that has a lot of kind of jump cutty
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
as well.
It doesn't feel like there are a lot of possibilities of films that just kind of take their time with the editing. And one usually does pop up in the nominations here. If there were to be one, I think I'm with you that Banshees of Inisherin is one of those. And you know, for the most part, Tar takes its time. That's another film I just watched today. I did a double feature, All Quiet on the Western Front, followed by Tar.
Wow,
Um,
you're very European today.
yes, I'm feeling very classy. Um, yeah, I think you're right to have Everything Everywhere All at Once in your top spot on that one. It definitely um, relies heavily on editing in that
Mm-hmm.
movie, and works wonders with it. Um, and you know, it's traditional to see an action movie pop up here and there.
Yep.
Avatar and
Yeah,
Top
Ford
Gun.
versus Ferrari won this award a couple years back.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm at the risk of sounding redundant for a lot of these categories because I just realized I have the same top four films in production design and film editing: Avatar, Babylon, Elvis, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Elvis is going to pop up a lot um, come Oscar nomination morning. All right, shall we go to
Go
best
for it.
cinematography? One of my favorite awards, and this will be the final category before we go to our part two video. But here we go. Best cinematography. I have All Quiet on the Western Front, The Banshees of Inisherin, Empire of Light, The Fablemans, and Top Gun Maverick.
We have
And
some similar ones.
oh, okay.
Top Gun Maverick, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Fablemans, All Quiet on the Western Front, and Empire of Light. You have to realize Roger Deakins is behind Empire of Light.
Yep.
Um, so
He's a
that carried
powerhouse.
yeah, that carried a lot of weight with me. And it is a very beautifully shot film. I did have the pleasure of seeing it a couple weeks
Mm.
back. Ones I think could possibly Babylon, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, and again the Batman. If they think the visual effects, I thought maybe they'll think the cinematography, because it is definitely a
Yeah.
bold choice to go as gritty as it does.
Okay.
And if it pays off, it pays off. That's why I think it could be a potential spoiler in there.
Yeah, I was pulling my hair out on this particular category about whether
Mm-hmm.
or not to include Avatar: The Way of Water. Um, I do think it is a beautifully shot movie, but at the same time, it relies so heavily on the visual effects. I wonder how the other voting members will feel about that.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's visually an astounding film,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that at times it felt like I was watching a video game. It's just where do you draw the line on
Yeah.
visual effects and cinematography on that one?
Yep.
So I feel like that might hurt it in the long run. But like as you say, Roger Deakins, the powerhouse, he's behind Empire of Light. There was a time earlier in this season I would have told you that Olivia Colman would be the best shot of that movie, and she still has a decent shot. But here we are, and I'm saying Roger Deakins has a better one.
Yeah, the original Avatar actually won Best Cinematography at the 2009 Oscars. So
Okay, I should
something to
have
kind of
taken
think
that
of
into
too. Yeah,
account.
yeah,
Yeah, Banshees of Inisherin is a beautiful film.
it is. It
I
is.
was I was loving seeing these shots of the Irish
Mhm,
cliffs.
mhm.
It was like seeing the desert for me in
Mhm.
like Lawrence of Arabia or something, in
I,
my
I
own particular opinion.
I believe I
But
told you like my first impression was it's somehow bleak and vibrant at the same time. Like they managed to balance
yes,
those two things so masterfully in the cinematography. Like
hmm
like you'll see the stark countryside, then you'll see the bright clothing that she's putting up on the clothesline. It's just like those
yeah.
kind of choices were really impressive for me as
And,
well.
and I gotta say, All Quiet on the Western Front blew me away today
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
visuals. Like I,
Yeah.
I just kept looking up and
It's
saying,
beautifully
"Wow, what
shot
a
as
great
well.
shot! Wow, what a
Mm-hmm.
great shot!" I just like I
Mm-hmm.
was audibly
Yeah.
like impressed with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see it show up here. Well, I believe that wraps up our first video.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously punch that bell, subscribe, and you'll get to see all the videos anytime you want. And we'll be right back with the main 8 categories in our Oscar predictions for the 95th Academy Awards. Punch that bell.